everyone and welcome to Shuffle Squad YouTube channel. My name is Elena and it's a pleasure to be here with you today. So last week we decided to skip my video, but basically because it was, the North American International Championship, the best or the most popular tournament ever. And of course everyone was paying attention to the streaming. I was. So I didn't think that it was really worth to upload a video with me maybe covering a rock deck. I really wanted to see what won and why this tournament, and I feel so on the one hand I cannot say that the results were not exactly what I was expecting, but on the other it's true that I was never considering a world in which Rapid Strike Urshifu would end up winning the entire tournament, dunking an Arceus. But anyways, I'm sure that all of you know already what happened here. I'm precisely talking about Nike. I am here with you today because I want to cover a very interesting deck that made top 16, and we can discuss because it is not Gardevoir, it is not Lost Box, and it is not, well, I was going to say it is not Arceus, but it is actually an Arceus variant, you must have seen in the thumbnail. Anyway, so let me get into it. And also, yes, I want to remind you that if you want to keep supporting the Shuffle Squad, that there are a couple of different links that we leave down below in the description where you can benefit from discounts, and that also help us continue providing content like this video. So this is the deck that got top 16, and let me tell you exactly the name of the player, which is Chris Kemp. I just wanted to be clear about that. So this is the exact build, and what is interesting is that it's an Arceus with Aerodactyl, which it is not by far. It is not the most popular Arceus variant. The most popular Arceus variant for this format, I think it has to be either Arceus with Giratina or Arceus with Umbreon and Duraludon, which also got a lot of placements in the top 8. Now, I don't want to explain you things that you already know, because you all know Arceus, one of the most powerful Pokémon cards ever printed, one of the most successful ones, current World Championship paired when it paired up with Flying Pikachu VMAX. And the fact that it is a colorless attacker makes this guy the perfect partner for anything that you want. Now, why partnering it up with Aerodactyl VSTAR? So I think that the best way to describe what Arceus and Aerodactyl can achieve, this is basically a meta call, meaning you know that Aerodactyl has a really powerful VSTAR power. Now remember, if you use Aerodactyl's VSTAR power, you cannot use Arceus VSTAR power. just to clarify, just one VSTAR move every game. So Ancient Start, what does is that as long as Aerodactyl is there on the field, if it gets knocked out, the effect disappears. It will negate the effects of every V Pokemon in play. Now, this is very powerful, and this is not the first time I'm sure that you see an Aerodactyl, because in the pre-rotation format, when Lugia was so popular, Aerodactyl was included even in Mew decks, because they knew that if they attacked with Aerodactyl and they were able to pull off this attack, Lugia was unable to go for the VSTAR to set up, and then basically they win. So Aerodactyl is a really powerful Pokemon in the sense that it can definitely block many other decks. So it destroys Lugia, it can absolutely destroy Mew VMAX if they are able to pull off the Ancient Start movement, and so on. Now, it is completely useless against things that don't rely on V Pokemon. For instance, Lost Box. Like, what are the abilities from a V Pokemon that you want to negate? None at all. Gardevoir. Yeah, maybe if you can stop Aluminium in case that they play it, but that's not going to really matter, or probably not going to make the difference. So that's why I'm saying that this is a miracle. Maybe in the mirror match this is also a cool card to have, not just for the ability, but because of the fact that Aerodactyl is a fighting type attacker, and it's really good against the mirror. So I feel that this is the perfect deck, but for a very specific type of environment. And this is what it proves, right? That at the end of the day, I didn't check the matchups from this deck list, but I am sure that they didn't face only Gardevoirs. precisely talking about Gardevoir, the only way I guess that in which you can win against it is using the combination of Path to the Peak and also this really spicy and cool tech that we've seen in some Arceus builds, which is Box of Disasters. Basically what this does is that if your opponent tries to get the one-hit KO on your Arceus, then you will put H damage counters back. And of course, like every Pokemon that is already getting the one-hit KO on Arceus means that we'll have very low HP. So Box of Disasters basically gets you a revenge KO without having to do anything, and Gardevoirs don't run ways to get rid of tools, at least for the time being. So it has to be either this or Panic Mask, but it's true that I personally like more Box of Disaster. Then, because you want to keep drawing some cards, we are running a 2-2 line of Bibarel with Skwovet. You know, all the memes that we saw around Skwovet getting the card that you needed at the time. The combination of Radiant Alakazam plus Hawlucha to get some numbers, and then another spicy tech, which is Mawile, that could potentially trap something in the active position if your opponent does not know that you are playing it. And the rest I feel it's kind of self-explanatory, right? So a couple of Ionos, Professor Research, energy cards, Nest Ball and Ultra Ball, and that's it. So overall, I think that this is a good deck. But as I said, it has to be played in the perfect or in the right meta game. That's why I consider this to be a little bit of a meta goal. True that I feel that if you add something like a Churn Scare, you could also win against Lost Box. But I still think that Arceus, Duraludon, and Umbreon they have a better chance of beating Lost Box variants. So without further ado, now we are going to see the deck in action. And I am really hoping that we can fight some Gardevoirs to test the Box of Disasters and see how this deck ends up behaving. Okay, so here we go, playing Ancient Technology Arceus, or whatever you call this deck. Okay, seems that we can... Wait, I lost my... Okay, I was not finding my tab, the Pokemon TCG Live. So Tails, which means that my opponent is going to go first, and you know, whenever you're playing whatever type of Arceus variant, you always need to select first. It's funny because I've seen some players some long time ago when Arceus was really the deck to beat, that some of them decided to go second because they would argue that way they could get the Arceus plus the DT plus start charging, which is, I mean, it's absolutely unrealistic, but it is exactly what happened right now. So now, and also let me tell you that, oh my god, no, Tinglu, okay. This is going to be a disaster. No, wait, but we do a start. Okay, we do a start. That is fine. Well, I'm not sure whether that is fine or not, but definitely I think that a good attacker could be here Aerodactyl in my mind, because another Arceus, I mean, the problem with the other Arceus is that, well, you know, they are going to very easily KO us. So I think that we need to attach the energy here, and I feel that I need to hold onto the back to the path to the peak, because I don't have a way to keep progressing in the game. So all I have left to do here is to go and pass the turn. Now, if this is Tinglu, we are going to be in trouble, mainly because of the fighting for the fight. Why don't I know how to speak today? I'm sorry, it's really early, so I woke up super early today in the morning. It's Saturday, and it's Saturday 8 a.m. Spanish time, and I don't know what I'm doing awake. I don't even know what I'm doing recording a video. So yeah, when I don't have any caffeine in my system, I am like this. I'm a complete mess. I don't know if you guys are like me that have a serious problem with coffee, or it's just myself. But by the way, I do really think that mine is a placebo effect. I don't think that coffee has an effect on me anymore. Oh, by the way, and while my opponent is playing, if you guys have any advice of how can I prepare myself for the Japan travel, I am all ears, because I typically don't sleep on planes and I would really need to. Okay, so we are in a really, really good position. So we are going to go ahead, evolve into the Arceus, use Starbird for sure. Starbird needs to be utilized, and what you've seen here is that my opponent very unfortunately was completely unable to draw out of the... Do I have here again? I don't want to discard the Mawile, honestly. I do not want to discard the Mawile, but I don't know. So Yveltal is not going to be needed at this stage. Oh well, no, I can grab the Bibarel, that's true. I can grab the Bibarel. So I'm going to touch this here. I'm going to first things first, this, I'm going to play this, and then Professor's Research. I mean, yeah, true that I should have used Bibarel first. I should have definitely used Bibarel first, but I don't think that we are in a bad spot right now. So I feel that I can just go ahead and attack, can I? Yeah, let's do that. Or I could always, if I really wanted to, I guess that I could power up another Arceus if I really, really, really wanted to. So okay, Trinity Nova. The only reason why I attached the Box of Disaster is because, I mean, better there than in other, you know, better there than in other Pokémon. I was going to just throw it away. So yeah, Box of Disaster is not going to matter in this matchup because I am assuming that my opponent only runs EX Pokémon. Now we should be good with Path to the Peak. If we are able to win the stadium battle, I think that we have a chance here, and my opponent really bricked, but that's one of the reasons why Tinglu is not a thing. And I want to be super honest with you guys. Anyone that tells you that Tinglu is a real deck, that Tinglu is a deck that you need to touch for or that you need to prepare for, don't pay attention to them because they are not your friends. No, basically, this is a debate that is going on in our kind of local community, because some people are like, oh, I really do need to touch against against Tinglu because it's the best deck and it has won a 12 people tournament, and it's like check. Oh, I think that's fine, we can keep this. And no, I mean, the only reason why it's winning some very small local tournaments is, you know, because they maybe went against Lost Box or Gardevoirs that break in the early turns of the game and they couldn't do anything. But truth be told, Tinglu still has a lot of consistency issues as to be something that you need to worry about. That's my point here. So it is really inconsistent. It takes one turn to power up. So okay, first game we won it pretty easily, not because of our deck, but because my opponent's deck decided not to work. So I'll take the win. I don't know if I will ever get out of this range. The reason why I'm this range in the ladder, I mean, and the reason why I'm saying this, okay, that was weird. The reason why I'm saying this is because I don't have a lot of time to play. I don't know you guys, but I have to admit that I see myself playing less and less with Pokémon Live. I don't know if there are no incentives, I don't know if it's just that they took Legacy away from me, which was the format that I was playing 90% of the time. Or, yeah, it's weird because it is the time of the... I feel that this is the time of a TCG player that would be or should be ideal in the sense that we have all cards available to us, and I don't find myself like wanting to play. I am trying also to focus on my worlds testing, and I do real life testing. Okay, so hand. What do we do here with this hand? I think that I will lead with Skwovet. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so Wings of Unity. Okay, Wings of Unity. No, wait. United Wings. Why do I say Wings of Unity? I think it's because of the first translation that was released. I read Wings of Unity, so there's the Mandela effect, you know, in my mind, it is like that. Okay, so I'm going to be very honest, the hand is not great. Hand is definitely not great. Okay, Ultra Ball, they are already setting up. I guess that if you want to use Squawkabilly, then you're going for Flamingo, you will bench Flamingo, get 3 Flamingos, and then discard the 3 of them, which is fine. I was considering whether Mawile could be a possible out locking Squawkabilly, but it will eventually KO us because it can attack with this motivate attack. Okay, so Bibarel is here. Let me go. I think that we all agree that we need to go for an Arceus. I feel that this is absolutely what we need to do, and then we're just going to attach. I think that we need to attach an energy and pass the turn, right? We attach an energy and we pass the turn because next turn we will use Arceus VSTAR. And that's it. That's fine. I don't think that I need to do anything else, and Path to the Peak is not going to disrupt my opponent anymore because they've already used Squawkabilly, and even if they run a second copy of Squawkabilly, that's nothing that they can really benefit from. So, okay. I think that the way in which we win against Squawkabilly, against United Wings, is by trying to disrupt their hand and trying to rotate our attackers. But it's difficult because this deck, especially, they don't run any sort of healing cards, which would be ideal for this matchup. Okay, so they attach a double turbo energy onto the Mukro to retreat it and to attack with Flamingo. That deals enough damage for Skwovet. But on the other hand, I think it's better that they take Skwovet rather than our Arceus. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we are going to get rid of these 2, which we are not going to need anymore, and we are going to go ahead for an Arceus VSTAR. Let me check my deck because I feel that this is something that I haven't really looked at. Okay. So the priority here is to get an attack, which is why we need to use Starbirth for the double turbo energy and for something that will help us set up. So double turbo energy first. Let me grab the double turbo energy. There we go. And then how many do I have? Another Bibarel. I do have another Bibarel. I have another Aerodactyl, so I feel that I want to go for Professor's Research here. The objective would be to find another basic Pokemon to power up, and we do, which is great, and we do. So I think that the priority here is another Arceus. We also had, we are going to go for another Arceus, and let me read Box of Disaster again. I'm going to play this down here. I'm going to definitely play this down here because in my mind it is really difficult. Do I have in hand? Yeah, I think that the 3 can go there. In my mind it's actually quite difficult for my opponent to KO that Arceus in one hit, so it's going to be damaged, and then it's going to be damaged. And however, what my opponent might be able to do here is to use Boss's Orders and to KO my Arceus. So in case that they have all the necessary combo pieces, that's why I need to protect my Arceus here. Okay, there comes Ditto. By the way, this is the funniest Ditto card I've ever seen. In fact, when Crown Zenith was first revealed... Oh, wait, do they have... Oh, they are running Switch cards. Okay. Something that I was kind of not expecting, but fine. Professor Research. Okay. They didn't want to use a Green Horn. I mean, they couldn't. Well, no, they could have targeted Skwovet again. Yes. Okay. So when I saw Crown Zenith and I saw the list of cards that were revealed, I saw this card and I was like, oh, so an alternative art of Numel, whatever that means. But then it took me a while to realize that this is no Numel, that this is a Ditto in disguise. Okay, well, I am just chatting with you, but basically in the meantime, they have been filling up their discard pile with a lot of really good cards. Now this Ultra Ball is going to take a Watch Roll. Okay, that's fine. I don't think that that's going to be benched. How many of them do they have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 7. 7 in total. Okay, so 7 in total. Now, I really want to power up another thing. Really do want to power up something else. I guess, you know what? I feel that I really should take advantage and targeting down that Skwovet before it's too late. I really feel that I want to use bosses orders here. Now, you know what I'm going to do? This is a stretch. I know that this is a stretch. But what we are going to do in this stage, let me check this. Okay, this we are never going to make it, but let me do this. Let me use bosses orders onto the Skwovet. And I know that this that I am doing is absolute madness. But I promise, guys, I am promising you that it has a reason. So I'm going to attack onto a Skwovet, get 2 prizes, and I'm going to power up Hawlucha. Because really, Hawlucha, if they keep attacking me with Didos, I can revenge KO. I can revenge KO. I can revenge KO. Oh no, sorry, I couldn't. Oh, that's true. My bad. For some reason I thought that I could power up Hawlucha. No, I cannot say no once that I have selected that. Okay. Anyways, I will still attach the Volt Turbo Energy to Hawlucha and try to use it as another attacker at some point. But no, definitely that was a mistake. Anyways, that means that my Arceus is going to go down. That's fine. So we will be 3 to 3 prizes. And again, that is fine. As long as we are able to power up other attackers. Quattro, they keep discarding cards and all of that. I feel that what we want to do in this stage is just to, you know, just to Professor Research. Ooh, Serena. No, but this is for discarding cards, right? I would imagine. Or they can target that Arceus, but I don't think that's the case. Okay. By the way, talking about this type of cards, I imagine that they should have some way of recycling. Oh no, but this is already on the discard pile, so they only have one last. In my mind, they only have just one last casting card. Okay, so we are going to go ahead. We will evolve here. Double Turbo onto Hawlucha. And now, do I want to Iono or... Oh, I feel that I just want to Professor Research here. Okay. I'm going to actually bench this down. Just in case. And I'm going to move some damage here. And what else should I do here? I can attack. I have the energy here. Feel that we are kind of okay-ish. I don't know. I have a boss's orders that I am probably not going to use. So I think that I am good. I feel that I am good. I'm just going to attack. I mean, if they Iono me, well, that's fine if they Iono me. Okay. Now, the real question here is, do they have enough damage on the discard pile as to KO my Arceus? So let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11 is 220. So still, they cannot KO our Arceus, which is good. Which is really good. Trouble, which might send a couple more. Mukro and Skwovet. Okay, that's fine. So that's adding some numbers. Definitely adding some numbers here. They bench the mana fee, which I don't really understand why. I guess it's because they are going to Juniper their hand away. Something like that, guys. I don't think that they can get the KO this turn. Well, maybe they can. They still have the supporter to play. Okay, so Kalate is going to give them a Professor Research. There is a fly or a mosquito flying over there. Okay, 220, which is what we had anticipated, and that is fine. So what we are going to do here is we're going to get rid of the Path to the Peak. We are going to get rid of the Arceus. Yeah, we're going to get rid of it. And we are going to get ourselves a Bidoof. Oh, no, we already have the Bidoof. Sorry, my bad. So we have, yeah, we can do this for the following turn. So we are going to attach this onto Hawlucha. So now Hawlucha is prepared, very well prepared actually, to deal with Bidoof. And I feel that what I can do here is just attack, right? I'm going to move some damage around, just in case. I don't think that this matters, to be honest, because Hawlucha is going to attack for weakness on the Ditto. So I just go ahead and I just attack. And if they attack with Ditto, I can finish it off with Hawlucha. So I should be in a good situation, right? I don't feel there is a way in which my opponent can right now take 3 crises in one turn. Instead of powering up Hawlucha, if I really wanted, I mean, I am doing it for the crowd out there, because I think that it's funny to try to win a game with Hawlucha, but honestly, an easier, definitely easier choice would have been to just power up an Aerodactyl, and that was it. And that was it. So, okay. Let's see what my opponent is able to do here, because I don't feel that he has a lot of resources left. Remember that Bulbot is already in the discard pile. They could possibly have another boss's orders, but luckily for us, we have the last double turbo energy in hand, and that was it. I think that we can all agree that if my opponent decided to attack, then Hawlucha was going to very easily deal with Ditto, and yeah, we would have been able to win the game. So very interesting matchup. It is a bit sad that in this video we didn't get to use Aerodactyl, but I do really believe that Aerodactyl is kind of like a secondary, it's kind of like a secondary tool that sometimes you will use and sometimes you will not. So thanks for being here with me once more. It feels great to be back recording some videos, and for those of you that are now using this time to test for Pokemon World, good luck, and I hope that you arrive to great conclusions. So yeah, we'll see each other very soon. Bye bye!
The Shuffle Squad is proudly sponsored by Ultimate Guard, PTCGL Store, and Atlas TCG. Check out the description below for discount codes and affiliate links to support the squad. Now it's time for the video. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.